I'm Jasmine Anderson. We begin with Hurricane Lee. We are feeling the impacts of the storm on the island today as it grows in size. Take a look at that there. Here's a look at large waves already pounding our beaches. We're also seeing flooding at the beaches along the South Shore. This is Robert Moses this morning. And here's a look at the latest on Lee's track. A coastal flood advisory is in effect for our South Shore through Sunday morning. Lee is expected to pass about 250 miles east of Montauk, and it could generate gusty winds and coastal flooding tonight into tomorrow. Meteorologist Bill Corbell explains.
Even though it's that far out, the main deal will be the big surf, and it's already blowing in along the South Shore with big waves. 8 to 12 foot surfs, a little bit of beach erosion, maybe a touch of minor coastal flooding, and not much wind. It's going to be a windy day, especially in the east end, with gusts up to about 40 miles per hour.
Communities on our east end are preparing for the worst. The town of Southampton declared a state of emergency yesterday. Crews are working to prevent a breach of Atlantic Ocean water into Shinnecock Bay, just east of Tiana Beach in Hampton Bays. This section of Dune Road has been closed. Read more about Hurricane Lee's track and impacts on Long Island on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Long Island home prices continue to set records. Ken Bufa and Jonathan Lamatia take a look at what's driving up the price.
So John, tell me what's going on with these housing prices.
So we got another month and another record. You got Nassau County, the median home price is $730,000, and Suffolk County $590,000 median home price for August.
So I mean, mortgage rates are pretty high. Why are these home prices remaining high?
It's really the supply of housing. So there are about 5,000 houses on the market at the end of August. And it might be typical in the last 20 years or so, 15,000, 20,000. So we're at like a quarter of that level. And because the supply is so low, you're having competition, you're having bidding wars, and that's continued to escalate the prices.
So are we going to see these home prices actually come down?
So what needs to happen is that supply of available housing needs to increase. And because there's not a lot of home construction around here, more people have to list their homes. That might take maybe lower interest rates for people to potentially give up their old home loans and decide to move for that to happen.
So my last question for you, and I've asked you every time we talk, is it a buyer's market or a seller's market right now?
From the agents I talk to, it's a strong seller's market. I mean, you see that in the prices increasing. Even though the mortgage rates are so high, there's still more buyers out there than there are houses on the market.
Read more on Long Island home prices on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Right now, the state attorney general is looking into the police-involved crash that killed a Shirley teen. 13-year-old Anthony Stinson was taken off life support this week. He was hit by a police officer who was responding to a call last weekend on William Floyd Parkway in Shirley. New video of the vehicle and driver wanted in a deadly hit and run in Amityville. Police are looking for the Mercedes SUV driver who hit Santos Aguirre of Copeg as he walked across Route 110 earlier this month. For the first time in history, the United Auto Workers are on strike against the big three car makers.
We are the union! We are the union! Mighty, mighty union!
Workers walked off the job at midnight, striking against General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. They want higher wages and better benefits after the automakers reported record or near record profits.
They've had a decade of record profits. When they're profitable, it's all theirs. They want to keep it all.
Estimates say the strike could cost the U.S. economy more than $5 billion in just 10 days. The long road to look for their first win of the season in Arizona. The Jets look to improve to 2-0 in Dallas. On the court, the New York Liberty tip off their playoff run tonight, hosting the Washington Mystics and the Barclays in Brooklyn. NSYNC is getting ready to drop their first new song in nearly 21 years.
Just let me take you to a better place. I'm gonna make you kiss the sky tonight.
Justin Timberlake sharing the behind-the-scenes video on social media yesterday. The band's single, Better Place, will appear in the soundtrack for the upcoming Trolls movie. The song comes out September 29th. Your hyper-local Friday forecast. Cloud cover from Lee already over the island and the large waves are pounding the beaches. Here's a look at Main Beach in East Hampton. Looking at your day planner now, highs in the low 70s today. Tonight, it feels like fall, temps in the 60s. Tomorrow, cloudy in the upper 70s. And here's a look at your future cash. You can see Lee moving past the island tonight into tomorrow. A look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by the Canine Center.
For many, the fall harvest is the best time of the year to hit the vineyards, and we can help you plan your visit with our exclusive Winery Finder. Elisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
There are more than 40 wineries here on Long Island, and we have a new interactive, comprehensive Newsday guide called the Winery Finder. It will help you pick out the best match for you. Not all of Long Island's best kept wine is found out east here in wine country. You could search by location. So if you want to stay centrally located, visit Del Vino in Northport, Harmony in St. James, or NCMA in Oceanside. Or pick the winery that matches your interest. There are fun, family-friendly fits, including Harb's Vineyard in Mattituck. Enjoy a tasting in the newly redecorated rustic wine barn. Or bring your wine with you into the Harb's Barnyard adventure right next door and let your kids visit the animals and play all day on 8 acres full of activities. If you're going with a group, Baiting Hollow Farm Vineyard has this large backyard catering to groups of 10 or more. Room for one more at this table? Absolutely. They have giant Jenga and cornhole. The newest addition is the Wineritaville Bar with frozen fish bowls. I can even join in the fun. Did you know they have non-alcoholic wine? And it's good too. And for the curious, at F&M Vineyards in Laurel, you can learn all about the winemaking process. Visit the vines. Learn what happens here in the fermentation room. And finish your experience with an exclusive tasting in the barrel room. Thank you. Whatever you're looking for on the Winery Finder, you'll find the perfect pairing. Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
So many options. Check out Newsday's Winery Finder on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Feed Me is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
Newsday just rolled out its annual list of the top 100 restaurants. Food critic Andy Berlin takes us to one of them, Paprika, in today's Feed Me TV.
When the Newsday food team chooses our top 100 restaurants of Long Island, we pick places that we love, that we want to come back to, that excite us.
It's like a hidden meatball. It's even better because you didn't know it was there.
For me, that's Paprika.
2023 is the year of modern Israeli cuisine, and this new restaurant in Great Neck is the place to experience it.
L'chaim. L'chaim. I grew up in Phoenix, but my family's from New York, and I always thought of Jewish food as New York deli. It's so exciting to see the flavors of Israel.
The Israeli cuisine is a very young cuisine that contains 100 different cultures in it. And of course, I added my touch.
Husband and wife team, Ronnie and David Sacken, took an old Italian restaurant and they're using the pizza oven to produce rustic flatbreads called laffa and North African tagines that reflect her Moroccan Jewish heritage.
So is this a dish in Israel, or is this something
It's a Syrian dish. I just added the tahini.
Open the present and you get a meatball prize.
It's rustic, it's meaty, it's creamy, it's vegetable-y.
It is so good with the bread.
More and more people realize that Israeli food is everybody's food. And now when we serve food here, we see people come from different places. No matter where they come from, they feel
connected with something.
Food and music always get people together. You kind of forget about all the politics and just look at each other and enjoy, and that's the most important thing.
Tasty. I feel like I could smell all of the spices. For more on paprika and Newsday's top 100 restaurants, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
My goal is to entertain, but also to let you into places where the fans can't go. I want to take the readers inside the locker room, inside the heads of the athletes.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Happy Friday. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with a look at your hyperlocal 7-day forecast.